Hi, third grade artists. So last week you designed your own flower, you drew it in pencil, and you traced it in Sharpie. Today we're going to add color, and I wanted to show you a couple basic oil pastel techniques. So for your flower, you can either use the regular set of oil pastels or the neon, or both. And one of the techniques that is really awesome to use is just to blend colors together. Now, if you want to blend two colors together, what you're going to want to do is take a lighter color and then a little bit of a darker color. So of these two, we would think yellow is the lighter, right? And what you would do is lightly, almost like a crayon, shade one side of where you're coloring. And then take the lighter color and press hard to blend it in. And you see with the pink and the yellow, it kind of makes like an orange in the middle. And then what's super nice about oil pastels is instead of being made with wax like a crayon, they're made with oil, which is really smooth. And you can go back in with your first color and continue blending and mixing until you're happy with how it kind of goes from one color to the other. You can also take your finger and blend it even more. Okay, so that might be really fun for you to try. I think I might blend these two colors on my first row of petals and then try this turquoise with the light green on my next row. So I'm going to work on that, and why don't we see how that part looks. Okay, so here's mine so far. The other technique I wanted to show you is that you can take any color oil pastel and you can make it a lighter shade by blending it with white. So let's say I wanted to use this purple oil pastel, but I wanted it to be a lighter shade. Then I'm going to take it, and same way I started before, put down some of that color. So I'm putting down some purple sort of around the edge of my center circle. But then I'm going to take my white, press hard, and it's just going to blend it to a nice lighter shade of that color. And same thing as before, I can use my finger to blend it more. Or if I want it a little bit darker than that, I can go back in. And it's so nice with these oil pastels that you can keep reworking it until you've got it the way you wanted it. Just like that. Okay, I think I'm going to use this technique with a different color on my outer petals, and then we'll take a look at how to finish. Okay, I'm done filling in my flower with oil pastels. So my last step to finish is to cut it out. So I'm going to take my time, slowly cut on my black line. And if you got out of the lines at all, that's okay, because we can just cut it off. All right, and then my scraps will go in the recycling bin. And before I go turn this in, I want you to do one more thing here. I want you to self-reflect with our two I can statements and just see if you can say yes to those two statements. So our first one, remember, is I can use a variety of materials to create a 2D work of art. So as I'm looking at mine, I'm thinking, yeah, I used a pencil, then I used a Sharpie, and then I used oil pastels, and I experimented with the techniques. So yeah, I can say I can to that one. And the other one is I can create a collaborative artwork with my classmates that celebrates our diversity. So I made one piece for our class vase. So did my other classmates. Mine is different than everybody else's at my table, and I'm going to put it together with theirs to make something beautiful. So I would say I can to both those statements. So I feel like I accomplished both of our goals, and I can go turn this in. Then I'm going to wash my hands and get cleaned up. Let's get started.